In the small town of Green Meadows, there lived a young girl named Emma. Emma loved three things more than anything: her family, her dog Max, and her garden. Every day, Emma had a routine that helped her take care of what she loved most. In the morning, Emma would wake up as the sun rose, filling her room with light. She would stretch, get out of bed and say, "Good morning, world." Then, she'd go to the kitchen where her mother was usually making breakfast. "Good morning, Emma," her mother would say with a smile. "Did you sleep well?" "Yes, thank you," Emma would reply. "What's for breakfast?" "Today we have eggs and toast," her mother would answer. Breakfast was Emma's favorite meal because it was a time when her whole family sat together and talked about their plans for the day. After breakfast, Emma would put on her boots and go outside to see Max. Max was a big, friendly dog with a lot of energy. "Good morning, Max," Emma would greet him cheerfully. Max would bark happily and wag his tail. Emma would spend some time playing fetch with Max in the backyard. This was her favorite part of the morning because she loved seeing Max so happy. Once Max was tired out from playing, Emma would say, "Come on, Max. Let's check on the garden." Emma's garden was her pride and joy. She grew all sorts of things: tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, and even some flowers to make the garden look pretty. Every day, she would water the plants, pull out any weeds, and check if any vegetables were ready to be picked. While Emma worked in the garden, Max would lie in the shade and watch her. Sometimes he would try to help by digging holes, but he didn't always know where it was okay to dig. "No, Max. Not there," Emma would laugh. "You're more of a garden messer than a garden helper." By the time the garden was taken care of, it would be mid-morning. Emma would go back inside to wash her hands and then sit down to do her homework. She liked to get her homework done early, so she could enjoy the rest of her day without worrying about it. In the afternoon, Emma often visited her grandparents, who lived nearby. Her grandparents loved to tell stories about when they were young. Emma enjoyed listening to these stories because they were full of adventure and fun. "Emma, my dear," her grandmother would say, "when I was your age, I loved to explore the woods behind our house. There was a stream where we would catch fish and a big oak tree that was perfect for climbing." Emma would listen wide-eyed, imagining herself going on adventures like her grandmother did. After visiting her grandparents, Emma would go home, have dinner with her family, and tell them about her day. Before bed, Emma had one last important task: reading a book. Emma loved to read because books could take her to places she had never been and introduce her to characters she had never met. Reading was like going on an adventure without ever leaving her room. As Emma closed her book and turned off her bedside lamp, she would think about her day and all the things she had done. She was grateful for her family, her dog, and her garden. "Good night, world," she would whisper before drifting off to sleep, ready to start another day full of simple joys and adventures. One sunny morning, Emma woke up to the sound of rain tapping gently against her window. She smiled, knowing that the garden would enjoy the much-needed water. Today was going to be a little different from her usual routine because of the rain. After greeting her mother and enjoying breakfast, Emma decided it was the perfect day for indoor activities. First on her list was baking cookies with her mom. "What kind of cookies should we make today?" her mother asked, tying an apron around her waist. "Chocolate chip cookies are my favorite," Emma replied. excitedly pulling ingredients out of the pantry. Together they measured the flour, sugar, and chocolate chips, taking turns mixing the dough. Emma loved the warm, sweet smell that filled the kitchen as the cookies baked in the oven. It made the whole house feel cozy. While the cookies cooled on the rack, Emma sat down at the dining room table with her drawing supplies spread out in front of her. Drawing was another one of her hobbies. She decided to draw Max, who was napping peacefully on the living room rug. Emma worked diligently, capturing Max's fluffy fur and happy face. She was proud of her drawing and decided to hang it on the refrigerator for everyone to see. The rain stopped in the afternoon, so Emma put on her rain boots and went outside to jump in the puddles. Max followed, barking playfully as he splashed water everywhere. They ran around the yard, enjoying the fresh, clean air after the rain. Emma laughed, feeling free and happy. This is the best day, she thought. After changing into dry clothes, Emma spent some time reading a new book she had borrowed from the library. It was a mystery novel, full of twists and turns that kept her guessing until the very end. Reading made time fly by, and soon it was dinner time. At dinner, Emma shared her day's adventures with her family. "We made cookies, didn't we, Emma?" her mother said, smiling. "And wait until you see her wonderful drawing of Max." Her father nodded, impressed. "I saw your drawing, Emma. It's fantastic. You're very talented." Feeling proud and a bit shy about the praise, Emma smiled and said, "Thank you. I had a lot of fun today, even with the rain." After helping to clear the table, Emma decided to end her day by writing in her journal. She wrote about baking cookies, drawing Max, jumping in puddles, and the mystery book she couldn't put down. Writing in her journal was a way for Emma to remember all the little moments that made each day special. As she closed her journal, Emma felt a deep sense of gratitude for her family, her pet, and the simple pleasures in life. She realized that happiness doesn't always come from big events or exciting adventures. Sometimes it's found in the quiet moments at home, surrounded by the people and things you love. "Good night, world," Emma whispered, turning off her lamp. She drifted off to sleep, dreaming of cookies, drawings, and rainy day adventures. Tomorrow would be another day, full of potential for new joys and discoveries, and Emma couldn't wait to see what it would bring.